Hey guys, it's Tina. So today I'm going to be making Cajun chicken pasta for dinner, and I wanted to share the recipe with you guys because it's super duper good and it's really simple. It's not the healthiest meal in the world. It does have some heavy cream in it. Yes, you can substitute half and half if you want, but I prefer the flavor of this. It also has some butter in it, as you can see, but the rest of the ingredients we're going to need are just some, you can use Parmesan or Asiago cheese. I like to buy the block of it and grate it myself. I'm just going to need some pasta. I've got spaghetti here, but you can use really whatever pasta you like. Also some Cajun seasoning, and if you do not have Cajun seasoning or if you can't find it, a couple of things you can use to substitute. I went ahead and tasted these and they taste almost identical. And this is the blackened redfish seasoning here by Badia. And then this one also, Emerald's Original Essence, is almost the exact same flavor as that Cajun seasoning. So you can definitely substitute those if you want, but you will need some sort of Cajun spice to make this Cajun pasta. The next thing I've got here is some sun-dried tomatoes I'm just going to be putting in. And then, of course, chicken. I'm going to take these chicken breasts and I'm going to dice them up into bite-sized pieces and then get them started on the stove, and I will be back to show you the next steps. Okay, now that we've got our chicken all diced up, I've gone ahead and sauteed it in about 3 tablespoons of butter and about a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil as well. And I add olive oil to the butter because it raises the temperature that you can cook at. Butter alone, if you cook at a high temp, which this is about on medium right now, but it'll burn really easily. So add a little bit of olive oil because it helps protect the butter from burning when you're cooking chicken or meat like this. So anyway, now that I've got it kind of cooked through, not all the way cooked through, I'm going to go ahead and put my Cajun seasoning in. And again, you need probably a good 2 tablespoons of that. Let's see. So, yeah, you want this really coated. It's going to be a spicy dish, guys, but that's the point. It's Cajun chicken. So go ahead and add this 2 tablespoons in. I'm also going to throw in a little bit of garlic powder because I just like things extra garlicky. That's just me. About a teaspoon or so of garlic powder. Yeah, and then just let it finish cooking, and once it's all browned up, I'll show you the next steps to making the sauce. Okay guys, now the chicken's fully browned up. As you can see, it's completely cooked through. The next step to our sauce, and I forgot, I actually omitted an ingredient when I was showing you guys in the beginning. I have here some cooking stock. This is vegetable. You can use chicken, beef, whatever. The original recipe for this actually calls for using 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, but to lighten it up just a little bit, I'm going to actually just use 1 cup of broth and 1 cup of cream. It'll still be nice and creamy, but it'll have not nearly the amount of fat, fat and calories in it as if you use the original recipe. So I'm just going to go ahead and add 1 cup of cooking stock. I just like eyeball it. Just kind of stir that around to deglaze the pan. You want to get all the little bits of flavor off the bottom of it, just like that. And then go ahead and add your cream in as well. And again, that's 1 cup. Oh my gosh, it looks amazing already. I'm so excited. Okay, about like that. So next thing you want to do is just bring this back up to a simmer and let it reduce down by half. And while you're doing that, since this is a pasta dish, go ahead and put on a pot of salted boiling water, or salted water to boil, and then we'll be boiling our pasta while this is cooking as well. I'm also going to show you guys we're making a kale salad. Oh, and before I forget, add your sun-dried tomatoes at this point as well. I like them to soften up a little bit. I don't use the ones packed in oil, so I just go ahead and toss those right in too, so they can kind of simmer down and get a little bit softer with the sauce. But I'm going to be making a kale salad to go with our dinner, and I'll show you guys that next as well. Okay, so for our salad, a lot of people have asked me, I love kale. Kale's probably one of my favorite foods. I know I'm very bizarre, but I love kale so much. And a lot of people ask me, what do you do with it? How do you cook with it? This salad is really, really simple. It's actually the first salad I ever made with kale, and I just love it. But I'll teach you how to make the dressing and how to kind of treat the kale so that it's not so tough, because it is a really, really tough leaf. It's not like regular lettuce where it's nice and soft. You do have to do some manipulation to it to kind of make it so it's not so chewy. So the first thing that we're going to do is make our dressing. And what I have here is 1 lemon that I've gone ahead and microwaved for about 10 seconds. So then I just roll it on the counter like this. Cut it in half. And then that goes straight, all the juice, into our dressing. So it's the juice of 1 lemon. Just like that. Got a couple seeds in there, but that'll be alright. I can fish this out. Let's see real quick. Slimy little guys. Okay. So now that that's done, go ahead and sorry guys. Okay. Go ahead and add a little bit of Dijon mustard. It's not going to taste like the salad has like a Dijon mustard flavor. It just adds like a hint of something in there. And it also acts as a kind of like a binder for the dressing to keep it nice and thick and to keep the oil and the lemon juice together. So I just add about maybe a teaspoon or so of Dijon mustard. Next is our salt and pepper, of course. Our olive oil. I'm just using extra virgin olive oil. You can really use any oil that you want though. If you want to use sunflower oil or any sort of cooking oil, that's fine. And I just add in about maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil, just like that. Okay. Now we just go ahead and whisk this all up really, really well. And the dressing is totally done. And as you can see, the oil and lemon juice kind of like stay together now because of that mustard. It acts like a binder and keeps the dressing together so that it doesn't separate before you eat it. Next, I'll show you how to treat the kale leaves. Now, again, what I was saying earlier is that these are very, very tough, but what I do to make it where you can eat them without them being so chewy is I just take my knife, like that, and then I just cut out the stem. I used to save these because I used to do a lot of juicing, so if you do juice with like a juicer, you can use those for that. But what I do next is just take the leaf here, get rid of that seed. Oops. Okay. Just take the leaf and then roll it up, just like this. You want to roll it pretty tightly. Part off. And then what I do is I just like almost kind of chiffonade the leaves like this and cut them into small ribbons, just like that. And what that does is it makes the kale a lot easier to eat. It's going to actually sit in this dressing and macerate for a while, so it'll be a little bit softer by the time we eat it. But if you cut the leaves in this kind of like really, really thin strands like this, it breaks the kale down and it makes it so much easier to chew. So just like that. And then once that's done, I just throw that in, and then we just keep going with the rest of the leaves, and I'll show you the whole salad when it's all put together.
Yeah.
Okay guys, so as you can see, I finished the kale. It's all chiffonaded there. It's been sitting in the dressing for about 10 or 12 minutes, kind of marinating and getting soft, and it's so, so, so good, guys. I can't wait to eat that salad. I love, love, love that kale salad. So just finishing up our pasta here. What I've done is gone ahead and already drained the pasta, and I spritzed it with a little bit of olive oil, just so that the noodles don't stick together. And then to finish off our sauce, I went ahead and reduced the heat down to medium-low, and I'm just grating in some fresh Asiago cheese. You can use Parmesan or whatever you want. I wouldn't recommend using the stuff that comes in like the can. It's just not going to add the same flavor and texture. This is going to do 2 things. It's going to add that kind of like nutty, salty, I don't know, Asiago cheese flavor to it, but also it's going to help thicken up our sauce. So I'm grating in probably about, I don't know, maybe 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup grated. So about like that. That looks good. So then we'll go ahead and stir that in. And it's just going to simmer for a couple more minutes, and as that simmers, it's going to nicely thicken up, and that cheese is just going to help everything come together. So, oh, this smells like heaven, guys. I cannot wait to eat. I'm so excited about this. Okay. After you stir the cheese in, just take some fresh basil. Again, I picked this from my garden. I just ripped the leaves up. I didn't really do anything fancy to it, and just put those in. But if you're using fresh, you can use dried as well, but if you are using fresh, you do want to put that in closer to the end of cooking time. Just go ahead and put that in, stir it around, and then we're almost done. As soon as this simmers for about 2 or 3 more minutes, I'll show you exactly how we're going to eat it.
Go.
Okay guys, we're all done. So what I went ahead and did is put the pasta back in with the chicken and sauce and kind of let it hang out for just a few minutes. I turned the heat off about a minute or 2 ago. I don't know if you can tell, my mouth is totally watering right now because I'm starving. But I turned the heat off a few minutes ago and kind of let the pasta absorb some of the sauce that was in there, and it thickened up really, really nicely. So the last thing to do is just serve it. It's so awesome, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what I usually do is just make sure I've got a nice portion of pasta on the plate, and then go ahead and add some chicken. Yummy, yummy. Some dried tomatoes, all kinds of good stuff in here. Okay, if I can do this without making a total mess, let's see. All right. And then to finish it off, I just go ahead and add a little bit more of the Asiago cheese to the top. Definitely not a diet-friendly meal, guys, but I'm telling you, it is so worth it. It's so good. Okay, so a little bit more Asiago, and then I just sprinkle a little bit of fresh basil right on top of that. And that's it, guys. You're all done. There's our chicken dish. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you do like my videos, please do subscribe, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye!